What's up, guys? Welcome to the AnimeAesthetic channel.
Welcome.
My name is Chris.
And my name's Nicole.
So this is going to be episode 2 of a weekly discussion that we're going to have on our channel. We're just going to be going over this season's anime week by week as they air.
And on this week's episode, we will be discussing Dr.Stone Season 2, Episode 2, The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 3, Laidback Camp Season 2, Episode 3, Attack on Titan, the final season, Episode 7, and Cells at Work Season 2, Episode 2. And just as a reminder, we will be discussing the entire episode, so this is your full spoiler warning, okay? And before we get into the main 5, we'll just discuss a little bit of what we've been watching.
Yeah, what else we've been watching. So yeah, it's just going to be a little shout out, really short section on what else we've been watching other than the main 5 we're going to be talking about today.
So what have we been watching?
The main thing that we've been watching this week is something called Alice in Borderland. It's a live action series on Netflix. It's not anime per se, but it is a live action adaptation of a manga of the same name. It's basically about a NEET, basically us, and then something happens and everyone disappears from Tokyo, and they are forced to play a survival game in order to survive.
Yeah, that's kind of basically it. What'd you think of it?
Initially, I was really into it. I thought it looked really cool. The premise was really interesting. I saw one of the actors from a different Japanese show that we were watching in there, so I had a familiar face. As it went on, I enjoyed it less and less. They set up a couple things, a couple rules in the show, and then they kind of didn't follow through for me. And yeah, it definitely had some problems. But I'm still looking forward to season 2, and yeah, I'll still check it out.
Let's see what I thought. My thoughts were I initially liked it. I thought it was really interesting. The characters, kind of the story build up for the first couple episodes were strong. And then I feel like as it progressed, there was a couple episodes that started to just go downhill for me, and I kind of lost a little bit of interest, but it was still good enough that we binge watched it.
Yeah, we watched all 8 episodes within maybe like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So that's why that's the only thing we've been watching. And then but I'll still watch season 2, so let's maybe it will be a little bit better for me. But yeah, I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, would you recommend it?
For something while you eat.
Yeah, I probably feel the same way. I might have liked it a little bit more than Nicole, but yeah, I'd probably recommend it to somebody if you want to watch something in your free time when you don't have anything else to watch, or maybe while you're eating.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for what else we've been watching. We're gonna roll into Dr. Stone episode 2 entitled Hotline. So in this episode, we see the cell phone team, which consists of Gen, Chrome, and Magma, attempting to deliver the communication device to Taiju, and Yuzuriha, with Homura in pursuit.
What do you think of the episode?
I liked the episode. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than you did, right? I think you're gonna say something about that in a bit. But yeah, it had some really cool moments for me. I thought it was a pretty strong episode, really solid. I really liked the ending. And yeah, what are your thoughts?
So overall, I thought it was like a pretty good episode, kind of slightly better than average for me. I thought that there were some really like high points about learning about some of the characters, like Homura. So I thought that was really cool and interesting. But I just feel like the high points were kind of just here and there throughout the whole episode. So it was more for okay for me.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's start talking about this episode.
Yeah, they have this like really fairly captivating like chase scene of there's this gymnast and this basically like almost ninja like movements all throughout.
What is Kohaku? She's like a ninja.
I don't know. They're both pretty ninja, I think.
But I mean, Homura is a trained gymnast, but Kohaku's just a beast.
Yeah.
She's just an athlete.
Yeah.
Naturally born.
Just jumping through and, just especially with those shoes.
Yeah, can we talk about those shoes?
I know we should. We
I
should
don't know
really
if
talk about those shoes.
we haven't mentioned anything about the shoes, but even the men of the village also wear something that's very similar to just high heels, or maybe pumps.
Pumps, yeah.
What are those things called?
Yeah, pumps, except without like the heel at the end.
Right.
Because the shoe only has this like almost like a little circle plate right at the ball of the foot. It kind of reminds me of like a hoof. Like it looks like a hoof of an animal.
Yeah, I can see that. It's basically you're running or walking on the ball of your foot the entire time. I imagine that's really strenuous for your calves, right?
Or your ankles even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have killer calves though.
Well, maybe that's why she could jump in the trees like that, because she's using those shoes.
Never not training. But honestly, it was pretty thrilling for me. I enjoyed the chase sequence, and she's trying to talk to Kohaku in order to get her out of breath. She's trying to use some strats.
Yeah, she tried to. It didn't seem like it was working that well.
Ooh, I liked when they recognized that they're both fast.
Yeah,
She's
that was kind of cool.
She's fast.
Yeah, they both see it at the same time. So I don't know. They kind of had this like mutual agreement. They were both like, this is a worthy adversary.
Yeah, definitely. That was cool. I like that part.
And then I think that one of the parts that kind of really caught my eye was as Kohaku was going to try to chop her head off, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Homura has this like spidey sense happen, and she's like, neck, and then she dodges it, and she does this like flip, and I thought that was like, wow, what kind of senses do you have? I know
she has like straight up spider senses,
I mean, I know
right?
you're a gymnast, but I don't know if gymnasts have that kind of
Is that a part of their training?
I don't know. You build this
You
like
build
instinct.
spider senses.
You build this instinct of
Maybe
someone
I should
attacking.
consider doing gymnastics. I think it's a little late for me to start gymnastics, but actually, you know what? Fuck that. Never too late.
You could try if you want.
Yeah. Oh, one little thing right before that happened is I didn't notice the first time I watched it. Kohaku actually attacks Homura with the back of her katana.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't trying to kill her.
Yeah, she never had the intent to kill her.
And that's when she kind of escapes, and she
escapes.
She escapes, and she kind of performs these amazing moves.
Yeah, she really busts some like real gymnastic movements right here.
This was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks really cool. It actually looked like actual gymnastics, and I feel like in this situation, an actual gymnast might be able to perform this. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, just seeing her kind of escape, and then she does like something that I think you could see in like a floor routine of a normal gymnast. It was pretty cool. Really well animated, and yeah, I liked it. It got me kind of hyped. All right, and then she basically gets away from them. And then we're treated with a little Chalk scene. Oh yeah, Chalk. Trying to use his little nose or whatever to track her, but obviously he sucks. So.
No, he doesn't suck. She's too evasive for him. I mean, she's jumping up in the trees. Like he can't smell her in the trees. Poor Chalk.
Doing a little of that. Suck.
So following the scene after Homura escapes, Senku kind of reveals his plan. He reveals his plan that he had this special powder on his hands that he transferred onto Homura, which is the powdered gem dust. And they bust out their device that they just made, which was the blacklight.
Yeah,
and
that was cool.
So that's kind of like how they were able to track her without her knowing, and she just leaves this little trail that they could follow. But I thought that was cool. I had no idea that they were going to even bring back the gems or what they did with those gems.
Right.
I remember that in last season when they did that, I was just like, okay, they gathered some gems. But now you actually see what they did with
the purpose of what they're being used for.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was really good because I was like, okay, wow, that's how they follow her, and that was the main reason why Senku grabbed her.
Right. It was he never intended to capture her at that point. It was all a part of his plan.
Because they knew that she was already obviously very capable of getting away or all of these things. So the only way to do this right now was to at least trick her to get away, and then later try to trap her in this future pincer move that involves the communication devices.
Right. Cool. Yeah.
Can we talk about Homura's character design? It's super cute. Like, I love this whole like flower motif they're going with her. Her hair's pulled back in the ponytail that then has this like really cute flower design. Her dress is this almost upside down flower petals that are draping down. I don't know. I think she has a really nice character design.
Yeah, I like her. I think she looks really cool. I really like her clothing. I like that she's very feminine. She has big o honking lips,
Yeah,
which
she
I
does.
like. That's definitely a plus. I like her hair. Yeah, and I like her personality. She's kind of like a little bit quiet, a little bit understated, but she's very skilled. Yeah, she's a strong character for me. She might be my favorite female character in the show. It's either her or Kohaku. I'm not sure who I like better, but they're both super badass women, and I am into that.
Yeah. Who do I like better? I might say Homura. I just would flat out just Homura. I just think she has this like really cuteness to her. Like even when if you even go back to when Senku kind of pinned her down, she made this like really cute face and this really like humping sound. I think we have it right here.
Yeah,
So we'll
check
show
it
it.
out.
But it's I don't know. I really liked it. And she's so like pouty, and I think that matches her lips.
So yeah, we see her in the trees over here in her little like sleeping bag situation that she has. Does her dress turn into a sleeping bag?
It seems like it because she kind of wrapped it around her, and
Right.
yeah, she just looked like she was like camping on top of on a tree.
Camping on a tree.
Yeah, next level camping.
I think Laidback Camp could learn a little bit from Homura here.
And she was bare minimum. There's like no fire, no
She
nothing.
didn't have anything. Yeah. She looks like, and then there was like this part where she kind of just like ruffles her face in her little in the fur of her dress.
Mm-hmm.
Really cute. Really cute moment. Really made me enjoy her character that little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next thing that we see is Senku and Gen communicating through text, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to see this really cool image of basically a text message between Gen and Senku if they were actually texting each other. I thought this part was really interesting. If you kind of pause and freeze frame on that particular image, you can kind of see how they are communicating, and then they're gonna talk about the pincer move, which is the next thing that they're coordinating at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about Homura's location, really zeroing in on it, and then planning out a pincer move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then all of this though is through actually Morse code. So if you were to pause it, you can read it, but imagine this: they're both talking through like click, 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 click the entire time.
Morse code seems so useful.
Yeah, if you know it.
Yeah, if you know it, right? I don't know. If you know Morse code, comment down below.
In Morse code.
In Morse code. And I won't know at all what you're saying.
We'll be like, what are these dots and dashes? I don't know.
If you do know Morse code, yeah, put it down there, and then I'll try to look it up, and then I'll try to like figure out what you're saying. All right.
Decode it.
Yeah, I'll decode it because I do not know Morse code, but it seems really useful.
Yeah, so take a look at it. You know, read the messages. It's kind of cute because like the way they're talking to each other is actually like they were in like just regular text messages. They have these like those little emojis, but that you actually type out and everything. Right. I don't know. It was kind of cute because like they even have time to put like oh crap or Senku's even laughing in there a little bit. So
yeah, and the emojis are really cute. They're like the old school ones with the the parentheses. And then like the circles, and then like you guys remember the one where there's like the table flip, but it's all through text. They have those in there, which is like kind of an old school thing. We all have like stickers now and all that, so we don't really do that anymore. So it's kind of nice to see that.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right, so the next thing that happens in the episode is they commence with the pincer attack. We see Homura kind of like up in the trees. She's kind of spying on them and
on the cell phone team.
And they know she's there, but she doesn't know that they know, right? So they use their superior technology to do a pretty sick ass like trick on Homura, like pincer attack. And yeah, so Gen pretends to give Chrome a antenna. Chrome then proceeds to climb a tree, set up the antenna, and we see Homura kind of get up there, and we see Kinro and Magma simultaneously chop the tree down, and then she just falls out of there. At this point, I'm like, whoa, this is pretty sick. Like, this got me. I didn't think this was how they were gonna get her. Kohaku wanted to decapitate her, have some blood, but they were able to capture her without hurting her.
Yeah, they actually even saved her life. The fall that she was like falling from.
That was definitely a fatal fall.
It was a fatal fall, and she was expecting to die at that moment, but they decided to save her. So.
Oh, what nice guys.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm hoping this saving her is gonna lead into her turning into a good guy.
Yeah, I would love it if she joined the squad.
I really like her.
Yeah, me too. All right, so the next thing that we see is it jumps back to the cell phone team continuing their mission. And as they're entering the Tsukasa Empire, they come upon a bunch of statues here. And they all have numbers on them. All these numbers represent...
Written in blood.
Written in blood. They all represent, I guess, a priority. And then Gen deciphers from there that he's probably revived about 32 people, which is quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then we see a flashback from Gen as Magma is about to just brutalize all these statues.
We should talk about that because I thought that part was really brutal, but then I don't know. Part of me is like, this is kind of war. I don't know. Part of me that I know that's not Senku's idea of winning the war, but
yeah,
I don't know. That would probably help them because can you imagine if they do revive or like awaken these people? Like that's like how many? There was a giant pile, and these people are strong. Like they're all supposed to be very strong, chosen by Tsukasa.
Yeah. And then what was this whole process of like they just picked up all these statues and just moved them all in this location?
Probably they're
that must
like,
have been some work right there.
He looks strong. He looks strong.
Oh, look at the muscle definition on this guy.
One. Yeah.
And then Magma's just down to maim everybody. Just like straight up, let's break all their bones or break their arms and legs. And then they'll just be like, can you imagine that? You come back to, you get revived and then your arms and legs are just broken. That would suck. I imagine he would just break the arms and legs off. They would just not have arms or legs, which would be quite a brutal thing to see.
I know. I mean, I don't know. At that point, just knock their heads off already.
Yeah, that's like
Can you
way
imagine
worse.
You get revived and it's just like, what's happened?
Yeah, that's not great. Not great. But then we also see a flashback of Gen's flashback of possibly his friend. Like, who is this guy? It obviously means something to Gen. And from just seeing the intro, we think that it's the guy with the orange hair, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, that's all we know. We're not manga readers, by the way, again. It looks like the guy from the intro, and he looks like some kind of security guard, but apparently he knows Gen as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gen ends up stopping Magma from destroying all of the statues, and we have a little scene about Gen possibly feeling like he's weak because he couldn't go through with it, and then Chrome kind of reassures him that he's not weak. We're better than that, and we're gonna convert these people and we're gonna bring them to our side. And then next we see the cell phone team finally planting the cell phone, making way, putting the wire down, and then Magma kind of they see a stone in the ground which is kind of in the way, so Magma decides to just straight up just hit it full force with his axe. Mm-hmm. And then Gen's like, yo, there's a guy here, like I told you, with excellent hearing. Mm-hmm. What's his name again? His name is
Yukio.
Yukio. I'm pretty sure this is our first time seeing him, at least animated for sure. I think we might have seen like, a still image of him with Tsukasa or something like that where they're just showing all of them. But yeah, this is a kind of our first time seeing him in motion and kind of like doing his thing. What are your thoughts on Yukio?
So far he has amazing hearing.
And he's a badass archer apparently.
Yeah, his design is actually pretty interesting. I like the yellow. I like his he kind of has like an old timey newspaper hat, newspaper boy hat.
Yeah.
I like his design. I'd like to see more of him, and he seems very skilled as well. So
Yeah.
I like it. I want to see more of him.
I think Dr. Stone does a really good job of displaying people's skill and power. So they made this guy look pretty badass. He's like jumping all over the place. He has like the sonic hearing going on. You see the sound waves going into his ears.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. I'm excited to see more of this character. And then we see, I think they plant it, and then it straight jumps to Taiju and Yuzuriha.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows Taiju just being a beast of a man, just putting his hand straight into the ground, veins and all. He's just like, and it just pulls it out of the ground. What kind of a beast of a man do you have to be to just like shove your hand into the ground? It was a cool scene. I thought it was really well animated, and I loved the veins, so I was into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about how much force it would take just for you to shove your hand into dirt. Even if it was like semi-soft dirt, it would take a lot of effort. Just
yeah, it didn't even look soft at all. It looked like crumbly, like hardened.
Yeah, like it was dried and
dried
hard.
dirt. Yeah.
So
He got some strong finger strength. Maybe you should consider being a climber.
I wonder how many times he had to do that too, just because like they were a little bit late to like put that device there. So I don't know. I imagine him like visiting there with Yuzuriha and just going, "Oh, not today. There's nothing."
Maybe that's why his fingers are so strong now, because he did it like a million times.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. And then yeah, we're treated with this really emotional last scene with them pulling the device out. And then they're holding the mic, and then you hear Senku's voice say, "Yo," you know? And then that music starts kicking in, and then yeah, we see Taiju just screaming at the top of his lungs, so happy to hear Senku for the first time in 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Really beautiful
waiting.
scene. I love this scene. I there you go, saying love again, but I did. I loved it. It was great.
I liked it. I think it's finally come. They can finally talk to each other. They're finally reconnecting. I'm just glad that they're finally there. Like, they've been spies at Tsukasa's place, and I think there's finally going to be something done to try to, overthrow him.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm excited for the next episode. And yeah, that's all we have. That's it for Dr. Stone. Overall, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Pretty good for me.
Pretty okay for Nicole.
I'll look forward to the next episode.
All right. So let's continue with Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 3. So my overall thoughts on the episode is I really enjoyed this episode. We got some hard confirmations, but we also got a bunch of new questions that came up in our minds from this. So overall, another great episode, and I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, same. I feel exactly the same. Like, I really like this episode. Once again, more pressing questions. There's so much. Still, who's William Minerva? Why isn't he there? What is this place they found? Yeah.
All right, the first thing I want to bring up is Rei and Shanju having a duel of sorts in chess. And who comes out on top? Rei. My question is, why do they have a chess set?
Yeah, who brought it? Was it Rei? Also,
did they make it?
Yeah, or did they make it? Or
did Rei bring it?
Even if
you guys know? I don't know.
But
you guys know?
Let's say he did bring it. How does Sandra know how to play chess? That's like a human game.
Maybe Rei taught him right then and there, but I mean, I think he'd be yeah, that'd be pretty preposterous for him to actually try to play Rei after just only learning the game. So
maybe he's a fast learner.
Maybe. All right. So Emma starts showing Mujika some photos, and then she mentions that demons come in all shapes and sizes. Mujika then replies, "Our appearance has become warped in the last 1,000 years." What does that mean?
Yeah.
Does that mean demons all used to be the same shape and size before?
Yeah, I wonder if they all looked like Sanju and Mujika before, and they warped. Or
did they have a more human appearance that Mujika and Sanju have?
Yeah. Or what if Mujika and Sanju themselves have been changed? So I don't know. You don't really know what that comment means, and I'm very curious about that. And just gonna have to backtrack just a little bit. Who's taking those pictures? Where do these pictures come from?
That's true. Was Isabella taking photos? And if she was, how did she develop them? you have a red room? Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? And then why?
Maybe she brought them to Costco.
Yeah, and then she only gave it to
Walgreens.
Emma. I don't know. Why does Emma only have these pictures?
Yeah. People just love giving things to only Emma.
Yeah, I know. Emma gets everything.
The next thing I want to bring up is Emma is thanking Mujika for the last 6 days. So last time we were here, we were questioning how long is this time period?
Mhm.
Like, what is the time that they're spending together? And apparently it was 6 days, just under a week.
So then we go to the scene where the children are leaving and Sanju had some... So we get to the part where the children are leaving and then Sanju has some words of advice. He says, you won't encounter any demons in the wasteland. And I was just kind of wondering about that. What do you think?
So my thoughts are, what are these wastelands? These wastelands seem like kind of like a desert, right? And why is Sanju stay away from any forest or water? The most interesting part about this, we've already seen demons in the forest, but what's up with the water? Are there a bunch of water demons? Do demons possibly come originally from the water? Do they need to be near water? And this would make sense why they wouldn't be in the wasteland if the wasteland is kind of like a desert, because there's no water. And then this got me also thinking about the biblical beast. Have you guys ever heard of the beast? Or I'm sure you guys have heard about the beast whose mark is 666.
Mhm.
So it's said that the beast comes from the sea. Let me read a little quote from the book of Revelations. It says, John saw it rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So are the demons coming from the sea? Is this a reference to the beast in some way? Is this a biblical reference, possibly? I don't know. I think it's just an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, no, I never heard of that before. So that seems really interesting, especially because Sanju and Mujika are really, they're shown as being very religious and devout to what they believe in. So I don't know, that's something really interesting. And it kind of brings me back to the previous episode, how we brought up the point that when they were showing the river, there were still blooming gupnas kind of floating in the river. So a part of me feels like maybe demons do need the water, or maybe they're conducting their processing of these humans near water, or maybe they have restaurants near the water, and I don't know. They're having those human brains by the sea. Or...
Yeah, could be, totally. I think the next thing we want to talk about is this mysterious amulet.
Yeah, what is that?
What is this amulet?
And why is it so secretive? She even goes like this as she hands it to Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't look like a normal amulet. If you look at it, it looks like possibly maybe there's liquid inside. I don't know. It just has a very strange look to it.
Yeah, it has this. Maybe it's water. Why is it blue?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My first initial thoughts were maybe this is some kind of tracking device, or something simple like that. But yeah, we don't know what's inside of it as well. But she does state that it will protect Emma.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, I kind of had that first reaction too, that it could be a GPS and they're just keeping tabs on them. But a part of me feels like at the very least, Mujika doesn't seem like a bad demon.
Mm-hmm.
At least compared to Sanju after their conversation about the rewards that they could have had.
Or maybe she just thinks Emma would appreciate some nice fashionable jewelry.
Maybe.
Maybe she just thinks Emma is a little fashionista and she would like some nice jewelry.
Yeah, she's like, oh, all of you are always wearing the same thing. Here,
yeah, you guys look so boring. Here, spice it up.
Spice it up a little. Spice it up that way, and then Sanju's probably like, yeah, spice it up with some pepper.
Ooh. I like that. So next we learn why Sanju doesn't return them to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Sanju basically says that he'd like them to breed outside of the farm.
Oh, before that.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of interesting just because that conversation between Mujika and Sanju, they were talking about they were so good, and Mujika replies with, oh yeah, they were kind and hardworking.
Right.
But Sanju replies with, they were smart.
So what does that mean? Why is he so interested in them being smart?
And then, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So he wants them to breed outside of the farm and be wild/natural humans. And he says that if naturals increase, then they can hunt them and therefore he can eat them. According to the doctrine of the original faith, it doesn't go against the gods to take the lives of their creations in the name of hunting. So their faith basically says they can't take the lives of humans unless it's for hunting. And this kind of makes sense, right? They can't eat farmed humans because they're technically not hunting them. But if they do hunt them, then they can eat them. And this brings up a question. To the demons, humans are the creations of their gods? I don't know. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, and I'm just this whole point of Sanju bringing this up is just a little bit questionable, but just because what he's finding right now is a loophole. And I feel like if you are a devout of whatever faith this is, you're not trying to find a loophole so you can eat some human brains. So I don't know. I kind of question Sanju's actual faith compared to at least Mujika.
Yeah, definitely. And then the way he looks in this scene is so
scary
he
and
looks creepy.
Scary. Like the breath comes out.
Yeah, you see the steam coming out of his mouth.
His teeth are showing, and he's like getting really, like primal.
Yeah, for sure. Like his teeth are always sharp, but in this scene, they're particularly thin, and he looks very demonic in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, and hungry.
Yeah, and then the next thing I think I want to bring up is Sanju's business that he has to take care of in the forest.
Oh, that's right.
So he goes and kills those the demons that are supposedly supposed to be hunting the children, right?
Yeah, and it's I wonder if this business was to just further his plan, just to make sure that Emma and these children can survive, so that they can reproduce and make more of these children, so he could eat their brains for later.
And I'm just thinking, like, these demons are supposed to be hunters. They're supposed to be the ones that are recovering the children. So they're supposed to be like probably fairly strong demons. But Sanju just easily defeats them. He doesn't even blink an eye. He decapitates one super easily, the more dog-like one. And it just brings up the question, like, why is he so strong? Who is Sanju, and why is he so much stronger than these demons?
Yeah, true. Like he definitely has like some skills, and it's like, how did you get these skills? And honestly, where did he get these weapons? Because like you're looking at the weapons of even these other demons, and they're very simple. And Sanju's weapon is this like special spear with two handles.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what's his background? And then also just what's Mujika's background? How are they even together? Are they related even, or I don't know. There's something very, very mysterious about them.
The next thing I want to bring up is Christy. So I think Gilda, she kind of asked Christy which direction we should be going next. And Christy knows exactly the direction that they're facing, and they need to go in this direction.
Yeah, it was weird that they asked Christy right away, because right after that, they show that one of the children has an actual compass in their hand. So it's like, why didn't they ask that child right away?
But Christy knows for some reason. Why does he have such a good internal compass?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. Is he a bird?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, he's not a bird.
Is he part bird? Okay, that's moving on.
So they get to the bunker.
Yeah, they get to the bunker.
They get to the bunker, and they're kind of like walking around. You do get to see a map of the bunker from the pen, and I don't know, it's kind of curious to see that map, because it looks like it's multi-layered, and I'm just kind of curious about this bunker, because as you're going through, like, you get to see some of the room numbers, and it starts with like 105, and then later throughout the episode you see other ones like 110, and it goes all the way to 202. So is this bunker like multi-leveled, like maybe 2 levels, or are there really that many rooms? I don't know. It's really, really weird. Like, this is a big bunker.
Right. Yeah, it does seem like unusually large, and there's so many rooms and so many beds in it, right? Why?
Yeah, like
how many people were they holding in this bunker, or how many people were they planning to hold in the bunker?
Yeah, or like, what was this used? Well, maybe before it was used for escapees, maybe it was used for something else. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a repurposed farm.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like that actually. by the way it's set up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they find this bunker, and it has kind of like a security room. It has cameras set up on the outside in case somebody comes from the wasteland. It has showers, food, a garden, a library, and it also even has a piano.
Yeah, and one of the children, Nat, starts playing.
Yeah. I was wondering if if Nat is a reference to the famous jazz pianist Nat King Cole. The music kind of sounds a little bit similar. I think we tried searching to see what that song was, but it's just kind of like a generic song that doesn't really get identified by Shazam or like a Siri or Google. But yeah, I think Dominic presses the last key, right?
Yep, he presses the last key and it reveals a hidden passageway behind the piano. So at first it looks like it's just a hidden room, and then they later find another door that shows passages. So
yeah, where does this secret passageway lead?
Yeah.
Or is it just a escape route? And where does it lead to? Where does this escape route lead?
Yeah, and it feels almost similar. Like it could go back into the underground, like rooted areas that Sanju was showing them. But yeah, I wonder. I hope they like check it out just to see where it goes, because if that is their escape route, they should see where it leads them.
Yeah, definitely. So the next thing I want to bring up is the radio. So they use the radio to kind of spy on the farms at 8 o'clock. And then we get confirmation of the actual date that it is currently for the children, and they say it's January 20th, which is oddly close to our current date. And this episode actually premiered on January 22nd. Just an interesting little observation that I had.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, in that photo that showed Emma and Norman, I think there was a calendar in the back, and I want to say that it showed November, so I'm guessing that's how much time has passed since then.
I didn't even notice that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing that happens is Dawn discovers the Morse code door.
Yeah, the special door with the
special
owl. Keyhole.
Yep. And then it actually takes the key, or the pen, as a key. So again with the Morse code, Nicole, I think we really got to learn Morse code. Dr. Stone has Morse code. This has Morse code. Seems like a useful thing to know.
Yeah, we need to learn Morse code.
Yeah.
For anime.
And then what do we see behind the door? It is a payphone. Payphone? Who uses a payphone?
Yeah. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that in forever.
Also, payphones? Like, do demons use payphones? Or is this from the human world? Like, where did this payphone come from?
Yeah, and how many payphones are there? Are they connected to like some other farms? Was there a payphone on their farm?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's just weird, and it's like, where's it connected to? Is it connected only to one? Are there multiple?
Yeah, and then and then the payphone begins to ring, and apparently it's William Minerva. That's super interesting. So we get this actually, I guess hear what he has to say. I'm super interested in what he has to say.
Yeah.
There's also another thing that's kind of happening at the same time where Yvette.
Yeah, so there's the children playing in the hallway, and then they notice that Yvette is just kind of standing there, just dumbstruck, looking into a room, and I believe it was Anna who finds her, and she walks towards her, asking her what she's looking at. And then when they both peer into the room, it seems like it's something frightening. And as they get closer, you find out on the wall, scribbled with tally marks, is "help" written out.
Ooh, help. And then there's also some numbers, like someone's been trapped in there counting the days. Why would there be if this is a bunker for escapees, why would anyone be trapped in that room and scratching help?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
I mean, especially after finding that, like, they should check all the doors.
Yeah. Totally.
They should really check all these doors, because I don't know, that it's very scary, honestly, because
very unnerving.
This is supposed to be a place that they're supposed to feel safe,
exactly.
And William Minerva had set this up for them, and then he's not there, and they find this, and there's secret passages. I don't know. There's a lot that I feel like they need to investigate further,
right,
at this place.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait till the next episode.
Yeah, I want to see what William Minerva has to say. I want to know some more revelations about what the other kids have to say when they see this writing on the wall.
Yeah, and then they don't even know that they're on the phone with William Minerva. So like they both these separate like parties need to kind of come back and talk to each other because they're both finding out.
Yeah.
All this new information.
Yeah. So the next episode should be good. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to Laidback Camp. The episode is called Surprise Camping and Some Deep Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked this episode. I just thought it was really enjoyable just to see more Narishiko again and learning more about her. She's so sweet. She's a lovable character. She's probably one of my favorites. And lots of unagi.
Yeah. I thought this was a really fun episode. I had a really good time watching it. We get to meet a new character, Nadeshiko's childhood friend, and we get to see some really delicious looking food. Mm-hmm. This episode got me so hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to talk about the season 2 intro one more time. Yeah, this song is so good. Like it really reminds me of Plastic Love or Stay With Me. I'm sure you guys have heard of those songs before. If you haven't, definitely check them out. But yeah, it has this really like 80s Japanese city pop vibe, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the season 2 intro.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And the intro they kind of skipped the intro this time to show Rin driving through. So I thought that was kind of like a nice touch to kind of really give you into the mood that she's going somewhere again. And then we find her at the beach, and she kind of busts out a chair and she just sits there and reads a book and enjoys the view of the ocean, which I totally miss. I miss going to the beach and just sitting there and watching the ocean, or even just like people watching kids play in the water. And I don't know, it looked so nice. And then even though it was cold, it still looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we see Rin go into a osen, and then she's just chilling out, relaxing, and then we get this really cute image of her. Well, not image, but she's animated, and she actually has her hair down. I love seeing Rin with her hair down. She looks so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really love about the characters. They change clothes, they change their hair. So yeah, it feels like real people that you're kind of like following. Let's see. And then from there, she kind of goes outside. She's kind of like, why are people all grouping outside? And later she finds out that all the people are there to watch the sunset on the red Tories. And she says something. She says, it's been such a chill New Year's. And I'm just thinking, man, that's great. That's one way to start the year. Like you see the sunrise and the sunset, and it looks nice.
So they're in a place called Hamamatsu. Me and Nicole actually went to Japan back in 2010. I know, so long ago. It's already been 10 years, but we went to Hamamatsu because we're huge unagi fans. We've loved unagi forever. So we planned on getting dinner in Hamamatsu. We were originally staying in Tokyo, and we thought we'd take a late Shinkansen to get dinner there. This was a mistake.
Yep.
We got there so late that the visitor center we wanted to ask about the unagi was already closed. So we had no idea where to get unagi. We didn't have our cell phones because they didn't work because we're obviously from America. Mm-hmm. And then we just ended up trying to search for a place on foot. And then no one there really spoke English. Mm-mm. And we were just having a really hard time, taking way too long, but we eventually did find a place. We got our fix, but man, we had to run back to the train station. We almost missed the last train back to Tokyo.
Train. It was I was like, oh my gosh, we might have to sleep at the train station because there was nothing. That was the last train. We absolutely couldn't miss it.
It was absolutely terrifying. So that's our little trip that we took to Hamamatsu. So we've been here, and yeah, it was terrifying. I want to go back, but I would like to plan it a little better. We didn't do a great job.
No, not really. But, go back a little bit earlier. Yeah. I think that I easily could fix that. Just go earlier.
Yeah. But we found a restaurant fairly easily, actually. So that eel pressure that they show in the episode is a real thing.
Yeah. Like as Rin's walking around and there's all these signage of like all the eel restaurants. Like she said she was feeling the pressure, and I was like, I want that pressure. I love eel. I'll eat eel at like every place. I love eel so much.
Yeah, we love eel so much. In
this-
fact, I think after watching this episode, we decided we're gonna be getting some tomorrow,
Yeah,
right?
tomorrow. We're totally getting
we are.
unagi tomorrow. I wanted it so bad already, but it's fairly late, so I was like, oh, we can't have it.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
just
All right.
watching them eat it, I guess, will suffice for now.
Yeah. Next, we see some seagulls.
Oh yeah, seagulls.
And so they're just enjoying their seagulls. Did you think they were cute, Nicole?
Not really. I have to say, it kind of brought back some memories of us in high school, and
Yeah, we
they're-
definitely had a bunch of times where we were being invaded by seagulls.
Yeah,
so we
just-
don't. I don't think we particularly think they're cute. In fact, we find them scary, and we're scared of their poo.
yeah, just because like when they all start flying around, like there's bound to be one of them to poop, and when we were at school, we always were like, watch out, where is it coming from? You didn't know if it
Right.
was gonna
Yep.
land on your head, and if you're gonna go to class, like and you have poop on you, it's not a good time.
No, not a good time. Definitely not.
So not that cute for me. Maybe if they're far away.
So, Nadeshko orders some top grade unagi. Oh my god, I can't tell you guys how much I want to eat this unagi. But as the chef grabs the fresh unagi out from the container, he stabs it in the head, and then Nadeshko is just covering her eyes like this. And I just think she just looks so adorable
Yeah,
at this
she
part.
does.
So I just want to quickly mention that.
Yeah, she did look so cute. But I have to say, like once they started cooking it and they had the eels on the grill and they flipped it and you see the juice coming down. I think we have something here, but it looks so good. And I know it's like animated, but I feel like I could smell it already, and it just makes me
that
so
sweet smell of the unagi
Oh.
sauce.
Yeah. And then you think about like eating unagi and it's just soft and delicate, and then this super hot fluffy rice underneath it is like every bite is like, oh, it's so good. Oh, I miss
we're
unagi.
definitely gonna have some tomorrow.
I'm so hungry.
for sure.
I feel like I'm salivating. I'm like, oh man, I want some unagi.
And then we see this really. Rin notices the price, right?
Oh, that's right. Right. She notices the price.
This part was so interesting. I've never
Yeah.
seen this type of animation in Laidback Camp. It looks like something out of like Looney Tunes
Yeah, it
with their
was
eyes
so-
popping out.
it was so
it was kind
cartoony.
of out of place, but it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I feel like it was cartoony, and there was never anything really cartoony in this anime to begin with, but I think it really kind of shows like how surprised she was. I mean, she only had like what, $13,
I
$12,
think she had $12.
12 something,
or
and yeah,
1,200 yen.
yeah,
yen.
about like $12, and then I was just like, man, that's like way over. But it was so nice to hear that like the dad of Nerishiko gave her extra money so that they both can enjoy some eel. So I thought that was really nice and selfless of him.
Yeah. Okay, cut real quick, and then we're gonna start over. I need to talk about. Sorry, I got lost. Aya-chan. So, I just want to mention Aya-chan, and then they meet Aya-chan, and then they have some eel pie. I've never had this, and I so want to try it. I've never had eel pie before.
I've never had it either, so I had to look this up, and then I found out that it's called a shunkado, eel flavored confection. So,
If you guys are interested in that, check it out.
I wonder if it's like
Shunkado.
sweet and flaky, because that's what it kind of reminds me of, kind of some kind of like little dessert kind of that way. But I'd love to try it.
Yeah, definitely.
Any eel, anything, honestly.
Yeah. And then Chubby Nadeshko, right?
Oh yeah, they go into like some backstory. So Aya-chan's telling some stories of Narishiko when she was younger, and she was actually chubby before,
Mm-hmm.
and she was so cute. I love that her face was so round, and she's just like laying there in the summer not doing anything. But luckily her sister actually made her lose weight by biking around the lake so many times, and it seems kind of harsh, but she cared about her sister's health and she wanted her to lose weight.
And then Aya was like, "Oh, I love watching Nadeshko eat." And then that reminds me a little bit of Nicole. And then she makes a lot of really good enjoying food sounds.
I've heard that, and I didn't notice until someone called me out, and I was like, "What do you mean?" So I don't know.
She's always going like that, like really enjoying her food, and that makes me enjoy my food a little bit more as well. So thank
I
you
know.
for that, Nicole.
You're welcome. Well, when I enjoy my food, I'm enjoying it wholeheartedly.
And we could see Aya's cool motorcycle. That's cool.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, both of those girls are pretty cool. They have like their, Rin has her moped and Aya has her motorcycle, so they're getting out there. So that's cool.
And then we skip to the observatory scene, which was nice. Rin dropped some deep thoughts on loneliness on the other two, and Aya actually gets some appreciation for camping.
Yeah, for sure. And just going back to like what Rin was talking about, appreciating loneliness. It got me really thinking about like how right now we're all really in contact with each other, and there's this constant need to have like socialization. And I think it was good they brought this up, because I think sometimes a lot of people associate loneliness with sadness, but if you can appreciate this loneliness, I think it really helps you develop as a person. So I don't know, maybe more people should try a little bit of solo camping or something.
Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to say that after watching this episode, it really made me appreciate it so much more. I really enjoy this anime. It makes my heart feel full, and I'm always in a really good mood after I watch it, and that's why I appreciate it, and that's why I continue to watch it every week.
Yeah, I totally agree. And usually we save it for probably one of our last anime, so right after we watch it, like I think I feel so happy and like full as well, and you're satisfied, and you can go to sleep with like, I don't know, like you just feel so nice to fall asleep with that, just this good feeling in you. So I look forward to it. I can't wait to see more, and I hope they all get to meet up again. So we'll see what the season brings. So, Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Episode 7, Assault.
So good. I love this episode.
Good.
Really good.
It's so good. I really like this episode. This has to be my favorite episode of all three. And don't get me wrong, all three were really good, but this one was like, wow, I love this episode. It was super satisfying. Not only just like the Titan action, but also like the Scouts action. Like everything was so just gratifying, and I'm like, finally,
absolutely.
they're here, and I'm happy where they made it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know, man. This episode was fucking sick. It was really good. Attack on Titan coming in with banger after banger after banger. We had 3 excellent episodes in a row. And I have to agree with Nicole here. I think this is my favorite of the last 3.
Yeah.
Really, really good episode. All right, so the episode just I want to talk about let's talk about the Card Titan.
Yeah.
Really showing its utility here with the Panzer unit. The Card Titan is not the toughest or the strongest Titan, but it's so versatile, right? Matched with a capable and smart person like Piek, it's really like showing a big impact on the battlefield. And I'm honestly gonna say it right here. I think she had the biggest impact of any of the Titans.
Yeah, this episode she did so much. Like when you really see what she's capable of, when she has like all her armor on her mask and she has the guns on her back, like man, she was tearing up some of those scouts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They were just like, it was really brutal. Like they were just exploding in the air as the bullets like hit them. So yeah, very useful.
It was sick.
Yeah,
gotta give some respect to her right here.
Yeah. I have to admit, like when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that sucks to be that Titan, but she's definitely proving like her worth. Like she's definitely one of the top Titans on their side.
Yeah, definitely. So Zeke kind of shows up, but doesn't do much.
Yeah, Zeke shows up, and I have to say, like when Zeke finally shows up, I was kind of worried for Eren. This was like a 3-on-1 almost. There was the Cart Titan, the Jaw Titan, and then when Zeke shows up, it's a 3. So like 3 versus 1. I was really worried about Eren, but you know, when you get to the end of the episode.
Yeah, we see. Oh, I want to talk about how creepy Laura Tiber looks throughout this entire episode.
Yeah.
I want to just look at her right here. Look at her. Look at her eyes. I don't think we see her blink even once in the entire episode.
No, just her like little eyeball moving here and there. And she doesn't even change her face at all. It's just her eyeball moving.
Yep.
And you know, at that point, it's, you know, Eren's holding her in that crystal pod, and for me, I'm like, hurry up and destroy her, and crack her open somehow. But you know, when he takes that bite into her, and you know, he loses like not only his top, like all of the front teeth, the top and bottom, which is crazy. So you're like, man, how is he gonna break this open? Is he gonna crystallize his hand and like smash her on the ground, or is he gonna crystallize his foot and stomp on her? Like, I was really curious about this. Like, they need to open it. They need to open that crystal and they need to get her. Or I don't know, maybe he could have swallowed her whole. I don't know. But no, actually, she probably would transform. But yeah, it was really, I was really curious about how that was gonna go down in the end.
Oh, and I think we get some confirmation that Falco and Reiner was actually able to save Falco. I think we were kind of wondering that in the last episode. Did they survive? Did they not? But yeah, we get some confirmation here that they both did survive. And we get to see this like kind of cool, but like honestly kind of creepy hand shield formed by Reiner and his armored fingers there. Pretty cool. I like that part.
Yeah, and then I was expecting him to kind of like bust out too, but as you can see, he's kind of unconscious because he's not really feeling it. He doesn't have that fight in him anymore.
He doesn't. He's like mentally not there. He's kind of already given up.
And then I think that's at the point where Eren he transforms again, right?
Yeah, for the third time, right?
That was the third time, and I have to admit, I was like, how many times can Eren transform now? And he didn't even look tired at all. You know, like usually when they get out, they're like, ugh. He got out just like, okay, time to do this again.
Yeah, I think he says like, I've got plenty more to give or something, something along those lines. Showing off his stamina, right? Yeah, that's incredible. He's really mastered his Titan shifting abilities at this point. I don't think anybody else can form a full body Titan 3 times.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just in that episode, you see, well, of course, like Borko, he's still new to it and he's still learning, but he has to actually get back into his Titan, like when he comes out to talk for a little. So it kind of shows you the difference.
The Jaw Titan, he's not capable of speaking, huh? Like he has to come out in order to kind of converse with Piek at this point, right?
Yeah, I wonder if it's just because of its lack of experience or that.
Could be. Yeah, definitely. Can I quickly mention how caring Magath is? Commander Magath. He kind of like we always saw them Marlians. They kind of treat Eldians as second-class citizens, but he really kind of cares for these kids, and I'm liking this guy after learning a little bit more about him.
And that's when we see a little small boat in the harbor, and who is it?
It's
Armin. And he transforms, finally.
Yeah.
We finally see him transform into the Colossal Titan.
Yes, this is the first time we get to see his Titan form ever since he consumed Bertolt. So yeah, really exciting. Really cool to see him for the first time.
Yeah.
He just wrecks a bunch of these ships, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just see these like battleships flung into the air.
Yeah, it's like basically like a nuke just got set off over there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like if you think about Marley's not only getting messed up like in the center where all this Titan action is happening, but now the harbor itself just like blew up and all that kind of, you know, explosion aftermath is like hitting everything.
Yeah, that aftermath scene. I really enjoyed this moment too because you just see Armin kind of reflecting there, right? He's just thinking about seeing the aftermath, seeing like we get to see again another child stuck under some rubble. But yeah, it was a really interesting scene, seeing Armin kind of reflecting and noticing the destruction of what Berthold must have seen when he turns into the Colossal Titan as well.
It's so epic every time. Like all you have to do is that Titan is transform, and you already like mess so much up. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, his Colossal Titan kind of looks a little bit different from Bertolt. The face is a little bit there's like more bone, I guess, in the face, especially around the chin. And then there's some really key differences as well. We get to see that the spinal column is visible. Yeah, that was like kind of something surprising for me because I'm like, ooh, that seems kind of dangerous. I don't know if someone could just kind of like get inside because it was just open and exposed. Yeah. And then we see Zeke's one contribution to battle, which is just throwing a volley of rubble right before he gets taken down by the real beast, Levi. Oh. The way he just tosses his sword in the face of the beast Titan, just like that. And then he sets off a grenade. Loved it. Love this man. Love Levi. Love this whole scene. I love the way he just tosses his sword down in his face. Like, like it was like it was the ground, but it was into his face, like just to further, just like, let me show you how hard I owned you right now. Yeah, and it was just
loved it.
It was so satisfying. And you know what? For Commander Erwin, Erwin, so finally, like, get this guy. I was so like cheering. I was cheering, like, get him. I was so happy when he did it.
Let's talk about this awesome moment that we get with Sasha again using her little sniper skills. A little bit of Okata again. And then Jean follows up with a thunder spear to the eye of Pieck. And then the scout regiment just comes in with the backup, just barrage of thunder spears, leaving Pieck in this really like horrifying state with her eyeball just popped out.
Yeah.
Ugh, this is like straight up nightmare fuel.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the cart titan is already kind of freakish, but to see it also just like brutally like
the eyeball, dude.
Gaping hole right there. Man, I have to say that team is like everything was so perfectly executed. Like they got her in the eye. I have to say, like, she was wearing the metal mask and I'm like, you got to hit her in her most vulnerable part, and it was the exposed eye. So when they hit that eye,
that's some like precision
it was so good.
Thunder spearing by Jean here.
Yeah, and then also to Sasha just sniping that guy exactly in the middle of the forehead.
Oh, let's talk about that. Her just like sniping that fool just right in the middle of his forehead.
Yeah, and it's just like throwing everyone off. Like they're like, what's happening? What's going on? And then even just like the scene of the other gunners getting like blown up.
Oh yeah, they're just like engulfed in flame, right?
They're gone. Like all in that one moment, the cart titan, all of the gunners, done. Yeah.
Awesome. Loved it.
Good job, scouts.
Yes. And then we see Porco being the brash man that he is. He just emotionally charges in, tries to attack Eren, and then what does he get for it? He gets a whole fist to the face.
And then finally, we see what those lights were for. You know, like they were setting up in the past episode, these lights, and what are they fighting for? They're a guide for this blimp that just shows up.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like their escape plan, right?
Yeah.
This is something that they planned from the very beginning, and it's an escape via blimp.
Yeah,
and then we get to see Hange for the first time.
Yeah,
in the helm there with Armin.
Yeah, that was good to see. It's like, oh, there she is. What else? I wonder what else crazy experiment she's been up to. So like they are in this blimp. Like what else is on this blimp?
Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
could be other stuff. And then we see Armin again, right? And then he kind of I just want to talk about like how much he's developed throughout this entire series. Armin used to just kind of be the little crybaby boy, but now he's like really channeling that Erwin in him, you know, kind of filling in his shoes, kind of being that strategic mind that we all knew he could be.
Yeah, you know, it's finally there. Like he accepts his responsibility now. So and I think he's really matured, and you could see it in everyone. But I think Armin is probably one of the most noticeable.
For sure.
All right, and I think finally we get to my favorite part. My favorite part. Oh, I love this part so much. It was so satisfying. Just you know, when you see again Porco like being emotional and just trying to act out, and you know he lunges towards the blimp, and who's there to cut his legs off? Mikasa.
Oh yeah.
Just that was like, yes, fall for that. Just get it. He falls to the ground right in front of Eren. Like, oh, it's over, and Eren starts ripping his arms off. And, you know, he just leaves him there, just no arms, no legs.
No arms, no legs.
What are you going to do? Oh, and I'm so glad he did this. He takes the pod, that crystal pod.
Yeah, while we were watching it, before this even happened, Nicole straight up called it, like...
I hope, I really did. I was like, I hope he sticks it in his mouth. But the way...
Your words were, I hope he sticks it in his mouth and crushes it like a nutcracker.
Yeah, like that's a nutcracker.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, totally. And I wasn't sure exactly how he would crush it, but I really wanted him to use Jaw Titan's jaw, of course. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was going to kind of be a little, maybe, I don't know what's more brutal, but I thought he was going to put it in the jaw and like kick his jaw, kind of like
that would have been sick.
I don't know, like some kind of curb stomp, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But this other way is just as great. It's just like,
crushing it with his hands,
right above him, just
And then you hear Porco, he's like,
screaming.
No, stop! Yeah, man. Good stuff. Loved it.
It was so good. I don't know. Part of me was like, I wonder if that would be like taking like a poached egg and like crashing it. And I was like, that'd be pretty messy. But
brutal.
It looked messy. But he did it. He did it. He eats the Warhammer Titan.
Yeah. Just you see the blood just kind of
gushing,
going into his mouth, and then we see that scene zooming in on his eyes, and then he gets the Warhammer Titan.
Yeah, he consumes her, and oh man, it's pretty epic. And he has the Jaw Titan in his hands right now, just smashing on him, just.
And then we have Gabi and Falco trying out to Rainer. At this point, I'm like, can you just stop, you two?
Yeah, just leave Rainer alone.
Yeah, he just wants to be like, by
just
himself.
by
or
himself and
whatever.
doing his thing.
Yeah, he's already doing his own thing. Just leave him alone.
But
But
it awakens him,
yep.
and he transforms.
Yeah, and then we get to see Reiner for the first time in his full armored Titan form since, 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks a little different.
Yeah.
He has his longer hair, right? And then he has some like spikes all around him.
Yeah, there's
a little
spikes
bit.
coming out. And if anything, like his the armor doesn't look fully developed. So
Right.
I don't know if that's also partial to him being like not really in the fight, like all in it. But yeah, I'm kind of, I want to
Yeah.
see what happens there. And I have to say, this episode ended like right there, and I was like, I want to watch this again.
Yeah.
Favorite episode? No, without a doubt, right now, currently, favorite episode of Attack on Titan.
Great one. All right.
Now on to Cells at Work. The episode was called Dengue and Acne.
Yeah. Overall thoughts?
This episode, it was pretty
I have to take a
so-so.
drink for this one.
Yeah, pretty so-so for me. Nothing memorable. It fell flat. I wasn't that interested in this episode, actually. You?
Yeah, I watched it. That's all I have to say about it. Just kidding. No. It was okay. I feel like it didn't really hit for me. Like, it had some cute moments here and there, but overall it was a miss. I actually started to fall asleep during the episode, so if that says anything about it.
Yeah, I think I dozed off a little too. So, meh. But let's talk about that first part. So the first part is the dengue. And it's about the mosquito actually, biting someone and then releasing some bacteria in there, right?
Yep, that's what it was about.
And I think the first part for me was just everyone getting mad at the mast cell for releasing all that histamine. I probably can relate just because during the spring season when all the flowers are blooming, like I have crazy allergies, so I can imagine my body is constantly like flooding with histamines and everything. So
Oh, definitely. Me too.
I hate that.
Hate allergies.
Like allergy medicine all the time. Okay. Let's see.
I like the part when the normal cells call the mast cell a hysterical cell, and she has this like really crazy like
Oh,
face.
yeah.
She didn't like that apparently.
No, not at all. That was pretty scary looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out right here.
And one of the things that at least I liked about this part of the episode was that when they show the actual mosquito kind of digging into the skin, and you just see these two blades come out of nowhere and cut this little hole. And I don't know, it's kind of a gross thought, but that's what mosquitoes are doing to our skin when they do bite you. They're puncturing the hole in and sucking up all those blood cells and releasing that protein that stops your blood from coagulating, so that they could suck up all that blood.
Yeah.
I know, it was so gross. I already felt itchy like looking at it. And then it kind of jumps into, let's see, the Tengu mask, like the Langerhans cell, gets the Tengu mask stuck on him.
Yep.
For those of you, in case you don't know about the Tengu mask, what I read was that Tengu masks, they're usually depicted holding fans, a magical fan, which is called a Haochiwa. Haochiwa? Haochiwa. Haochiwa. And they're usually attributed with the power of stirring up winds or things like that. So that's why during the episode you see these like tornadoes and everything. So yeah, it's part of like Japanese folklore.
Yeah, you know what that kind of reminded me of?
It
reminded me a little bit of the Korok leaf from Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like whenever you have the Korok leaf and then you do the hit button, it there's a little gust of wind that comes out from it. So really reminded me of that.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Nice. And then if there's one thing I learned from that too is that the histamines actually calls the white blood cells and the macrophages to there. So, it's actually good that your body releases those histamines because it's basically helping your body fight those foreign things in your body.
Right. And then we get to see the basophil showing up on the monitors of the mast cell, right?
That's right. That's the first, not first time, but
first time this season that
This
we get to
season.
see the basophil, I believe.
yeah, that was so mysterious. I was really confused. I was like, what is he even talking
Yeah,
about?
it was like really esoteric speech right there. And,
Mhm.
But apparently it worked. Got the mast cell to get back to her job and get things going.
Mm-hmm.
And then after she activated the histamines, the white blood cells came in. They defeated the infected cells, and then they blasted off just like Team Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, there's a little cute moment with the basophil and the platelet. I really like that part.
Everyone loves the platelets.
Gotta get your platelet action in there. All right, so let's move on to the second half of the episode titled Acne. I think I like this part of the episode a little bit more, at least.
Yeah, agreed. I have to say, I mean, in addition to the cute platelets, there was a very cute hair matrix cell. He was really adorable.
He's probably the highlight of the entire episode for me.
Yeah, he probably held up everything.
Yeah, and then we see the main antagonist of this episode, which is the acne bacteria, and he's kind of. What are your thoughts on the acne bacteria, Nicole?
I mean, for the most part, you don't like them. I mean, just thinking of acne, I'm like, forget, fuck that guy. I saw him a lot when in high school.
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
But I have to say, like, as like scary because they had like these curling, scary teeth. There's a moment that they kind of look kind of little cute. Because they're these like strange little caterpillar kind of things. That there's a part in the episode that I thought was kind of cute.
Yeah, I think we have a little clip of it right here.
Yeah, and there's one on the right side that just like wiggles, kind of cute. But for the most part, yeah, that was kind of it. Also, when he was enslaving the hair cells, one of the things that he kept saying was he's gonna punish them with 100 lashes. And this is the part of the episode that's about a hair follicle. So I'm assuming that's like a pun. 100 lashes. It kind of reminded me of Patrick from SpongeBob.
Good old Pat.
Yeah, when he goes 100 lashes, and then you just see like these long lashes going like this. I think we have something right here.
Yeah. So this episode kind of reminded me a little bit of a Western, actually, because it has the lone stranger entering the town trying to liberate it from its oppressor, which is the acne cell. But the white blood cell's still a badass. He starts 1v1ing the acne king.
Yeah, just him one-on-one. That he was beasting it, man. Like he called for backup, but he mainly did everything. And then they bring you to like what happened to his friends. There were supposed to be other white blood cells there, and then they show this like huge mountain of like dead bodies of white blood cells, and then you actually learn that if you ever seen on YouTube those videos when they're popping pimples and all this white pus comes out, those are all those white dead blood cells.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's actually a mixture of white blood cells, bacteria, and your own sebum.
Yes, yeah. I was like, ew, but also like, oh, all those white blood cells, they're all dead.
Is that why it's so white? White blood cells?
Yeah,
Man,
I think so.
Poor white blood cells.
I know, and it's
Just
so gross.
Squeezing them out all the time.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. And then I have to say, one observation that I had, at least for this, was when the white blood cell is attacking the king acne bacteria, he stabs him in the eye. And I don't know, I guess this is a trending thing for anime this week. Stabbing the enemy in the eye. Just like in Attack on Titan.
Yep.
And then another note was that, when those little hair cells get, pumped up and, they're ready to fight, their little hair hats like all stand up. I'm kind of like, why does it stand up? Is it just to show their excitement, or is this actually I don't know, some kind of symbolism of it, or I don't know. Do you know?
I have no idea.
I wonder if that's supposed to be something, but I don't know. I thought it was cute. They're all happy.
All right, and then final thoughts on the episode, or
and then just at the end, I think there was a little cute part with the little hair matrix boy. As the white blood cell gave him the white hat, he gave the white blood cell his own little hair follicle hat, and then you kind of see the white blood cell wearing it later. And I don't know, it's cute. He wore it.
It's pretty adorbs right there.
Yeah, I liked it.
He was wearing it. He was a little embarrassed, but he still wore it because he's a good boy.
Yeah. And that kind of summarizes it. That so episode, but
still enjoyed it. Still enjoyed it.
Yeah, still mostly.
It had its moments.
And I think that's it for this week. So for next week's episode, we will be discussing Dr.Stone Season 2, Episode 3, The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 4, Laidback Camp Season 2, Episode 4, Attack on Titan, the final season, Episode 8, and Cells at Work Season 2, Episode 4. So make sure you watch those episodes, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah. And also, if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for checking out this episode. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.